There's a very easy way to kill a donkey, even if it is surrounded by food. Here is how you do it. You place the donkey exactly in the middle of two piles of hay. The two piles are identical. They are the same size, they look equally delicious, and they are the exact same distance away from the donkey. The donkey looks to the left and thinks, that pile looks good. But then it looks to the right and thinks, but wait, maybe that pile is better? If I go left, I might miss out on the deliciousness of the right. It wants to make the perfect choice. It wants to maximize its happiness. So it stands there, calculating, weighing the options, looking left, then right, then left again. It is waiting for a sign. It is waiting for one pile to look obviously better than the other. But because the options are equal, the sign never comes. And do you know what happens? The donkey stands in that exact spot, paralyzed by indecision, until it falls over and dies of starvation. Now, you might be laughing at the stupid donkey, but don't laugh because you are the donkey. You are standing in the middle of your life. On your left is a career in stability and finance. On your right is a risky dream of being an artist. On your left is the safety of staying single. On your right is the vulnerability of a relationship. You are looking back and forth. You're overthinking, you're researching, you're making pro and con lists. You tell yourself you're being careful. You tell yourself you're being smart. But you are not being smart. You are starving to death in the middle of a feast. This is called Buridan's ass paradox, and today I'm going to show you why the only wrong choice is having no choice at all. We live in a world that worships options. We think that more choice equals more freedom. If I have 50 flavors of ice cream, I should be happier than if I only have two, right? Wrong. Psychologist Barry Schwartz calls this the paradox of choice. When you have too many options, three terrible things happen. First, you freeze. It's called analysis paralysis. Have you ever spent 45 minutes scrolling through Netflix trying to find the perfect movie to watch, only to get tired and just watch The Office again? Or maybe you just turned off the TV and went to sleep. That is Buridan's ass in action. The stakes are low, but the mechanism is the same. The abundance of choice didn't liberate you, it enslaved you. Second, you worry. Even if you make a choice, you are haunted by FOMO, fear of missing out. If you choose the vanilla ice cream, you are constantly wondering, man, maybe the chocolate was better. Maybe I made a mistake. This steals your joy. You cannot enjoy what you chose because you are mourning what you didn't choose. Third, you escalate expectations. When there are 100 options, you expect the one you pick to be perfect. If it's just okay, you feel like a failure. We are drowning in freedom. We are paralyzed by the pressure to pick the perfect life path. But here's the truth. There is no perfect path. There is a beautiful and terrifying passage by the poet Sylvia Plath that perfectly describes your situation. She imagines her life as a fig tree. From each branch, a beautiful fig is hanging like a purple jewel. One fig is a happy family, another is a famous poet, another is a brilliant professor, another is a world traveler. She's sitting in the crotch of this tree, starving to death, just like our donkey. She says, I saw myself sitting in the crotch of this fig tree, starving to death, just because I couldn't make up my mind which of the figs I would choose. I wanted each and every one of them, but choosing one meant losing all the rest. And here is the horror part. She says, and as I sat there unable to decide, the figs began to wrinkle and go black, and one by one they plopped to the ground at my feet. This is what is happening to you right now. You are young, you have potential, you have options, but options have an expiration date. While you are hesitating, the figs are rotting. The opportunity to start that business is fading. The chance to ask that person out is disappearing. The time to travel is running out. By trying to keep all your options open, you're actually losing all of them. Indecision is not safety. Indecision is decay. So why are we so afraid to pick a damn fig? Because we are obsessed with the right decision. We treat life like a multiple choice test in school. We think there is an answer key. Option A is 100% right. Option B is 0% right. If we think hard enough, we can figure it out. But life is not a test. Life is a painting. There is no right color to use. There is only the color you choose to paint with. You are trying to figure out the destination before you even start the car. But here's a rule of physics. You cannot steer a parked car. Try it. Sit in your car in the driveway. Don't turn the engine on. Turn the steering wheel left and right. Does the car move? No. To change direction, you need momentum. You need to be moving. It doesn't even matter if you're moving in the wrong direction at first. If you start driving towards a career in marketing and you realize after 6 months that you hate it, great, that's valuable data. Now you can steer. Now you can turn the wheel and head towards design. But if you stayed in the driveway thinking about it, you would have zero data. You would still be exactly where you started, just 6 months older and more anxious. Action creates information. Thinking creates noise. So how do we fix this? How do we become decisive? You need to change your personality type from a maximizer to a satisficer. A maximizer is someone who needs the absolute best. They read 500 reviews before buying a toaster. They date 20 people looking for the one. They are miserable because nothing is ever perfect. A satisficer is someone who has standards, but once those standards are met, they stop looking. They say, does this toaster toast bread? Is it a fair price? Yes? Okay, I'll buy it. They say, is this person kind? Do we share values? Yes? Okay, I'll commit. Research shows that satisficers are significantly happier than maximizers. Maximizers achieve objectively better results. Maybe they get a slightly better toaster, but they feel worse about it. So lower the bar. Stop looking for the perfect choice. Look for the good enough choice. The good enough choice that you actually execute on will always beat the perfect choice that stays in your head. Perfection is the enemy of done, and perfection is the enemy of alive. Here is a practical trick to hack your brain when you are stuck like the donkey. It's called the coin flip strategy. Let's say you are stuck between two choices. Option A, quit your job. Option B, stay at your job. You're going to flip a coin. Heads is quit, tails is stay. Now here's the secret. The result of the coin flip doesn't matter. What matters is your emotional reaction to the result. If the coin lands on heads, quit, and your immediate gut reaction is, oh, thank God, then you know you want to quit. Do it. If the coin lands on heads, quit, and your immediate gut reaction is, oh no, wait, that feels scary and wrong, then you know you want to stay. The coin forces you to confront your intuition. It reveals what you truly want underneath all the layers of logic and fear. Use the coin not to decide for you, but to reveal you to yourself. The Buridan's ass paradox teaches us a harsh lesson. The donkey didn't die because the hay was bad. It died because it thought the decision was more important than the meal. Don't be the donkey. There are no wrong decisions in life. There are only different paths. If you pick the left path, you will have a set of problems and joys. If you pick the right path, you will have a different set of problems and joys. But if you pick neither, you have nothing. You have hunger. You have regret. You have the rotting figs at your feet. So today, make a choice. Any choice. Pick the hay on the left. Eat it. If it tastes bad, fine. Walk over to the other pile. But for the love of God, don't just stand there. Eat the hay. Thanks for watching.